could when I was small, and it's so picturesque, looking through the...
Ciao and welcome to Gio's Paintbrush, where 5 minutes is all it takes to be blown away by one of the world's greatest artists. We're back home in Chicago after a wonderful New Year's 2010 traveling across Ireland with two of our nieces and a nephew. Had a great holiday. But for now, we're settling in again, school's awfully busy, and we're just trying to make it through another Chicago winter, especially those gray days between New Year's and the first crack of the bat at Wrigley in mid-April. In today's show, we'll explore a powerful, psychologically revealing painting about sudden loss and grief from a French master, Henri Degas, a work that I think has the mood of deep winter, but also a glimpse, just a hint of an emotional spring, of the comfort that sometimes can be drawn from family ties, even in the wake of sudden loss and periods of confused darkness. This is a sad but beautiful, and to me, even a little inspiring painting. Thanks for joining us. In this poignant work, Degas portrays his bachelor cousin Henri and Henri's niece Lucie, who was orphaned following the death of her parents. The setting of the piece is Henri's home in Naples, Italy. The tenderness of Lucie's hands on the chair, the sorrowful, almost numb look on her face, and the positioning of her uncle Henri, with his back to his new charge, the chair between them, a paper in hand, and a table full of items scattered about, is psychologically revealing. The setting suggests that Henri is a bit overwhelmed by this unexpected responsibility, still adjusting to a new life and not at all comfortable with the role of father, a role he had not chosen, but one which circumstances and duty thrust upon him. And Lucie, with eyes that strike me as much too old, too sorrowful for such a young child, clings to the back of her uncle's chair, hanging on to what she can. Both subjects in this painting look directly at the viewer, the little girl seeming lost in loneliness, almost appearing to plead for help with her expression, clearly out of place, and Henri, sunk in his chair, newspaper in hand, looking just a bit too worn, and at the same time sort of shocked, with eyes that say, "We do what we must." Degas, beneath the eyes of both subjects, reveals a definite lack of sleep, of rest, of comfort, in the wake of the unexpected loss and the grief that followed. The mourning colors, of course, contribute greatly to the mood of this work, a masterpiece in capturing loss, grief, and the confused state that often follows sudden, untimely death. At the same time, this painting also suggests something more positive, it seems to me, about family and duty and enduring, of carrying on even when numb, in the wake of such a loss. But perhaps I'm reading too much into it. What else is the young girl and the bachelor uncle, now responsible for her, supposed to do but continue? Knowing just a little of the painting's backstory makes this work even more powerful. As it turns out, Lucie Degas, following the death of her parents, was first taken in by her uncle Achille, who died, however, in 1875. Only after Achille's death did she pass to Henri, the uncle pictured in this painting, and when he painted this piece, Degas himself, the artist, was mourning the loss of his own father. Experts say that the painting was never intended to be exhibited in a gallery, and was instead painted for the family, for personal use. Many believe that the work was never completed, and that what we have here, hanging today in the Art Institute of Chicago, is an unfinished, deeply personal painting from the artist's own collection, not something Degas would exhibit professionally. That may be true, but to me, it makes no difference. The power of this painting, of its portrayal of two surviving family members at entirely different stages in their lives, brought together by tragic and unexpected loss, coping as best they can, the way that families cope, by carrying on together. I find something universal in this piece. It's about the human will to endure and our capacity for making new connections, even awkward, confused, unexpected ones, that somehow can sustain us through dark times. And it's also about family and duty and love, not a saccharine Hallmark greeting card sort of love, but the kind of powerful, authentic love that requires self-sacrifice, that possesses mixed feelings, and about which there is no thought. Thanks for joining us.
I can picture it like I could when I was small, and it's so picturesque, looking through the crystal ball, can you picture this?